This got a little bit late because I fell asleep, but this is my rank 16 challenge mode clear. I'm rank 18 now after the EXP from actually clearing challenge mode, and I was rank 17 when it started, but you can see I still have 20 relic fragments, and you get 10 from 17 and 10 from 18, which means that my relic setup is basically just a rank 16 setup. And this was done on my 9th run, so 3 days of free entries to clear challenge mode, I would say is pretty good. There's still a lot of time left for me to go for reputations. And with this, I feel like I don't need to spend any energy to actually clear everything that I want from this event. For my relic setup, Earth Relic tree, it's just the attack at the very top, because the DPS check at round 24 is the main issue. Sky Relic, we've got the heal. Star Relic, just the bottom row for the 5-star stats, since we don't really use 3 or 4 stars. All you need from Prosperity is the first one for extra coins on transmitting. For Harmony, everything except for Replica, because we don't really use Replica. You can get this after you hit rank 20 for Spez if you want. And then for Ordeal, you definitely need the bottom 2, as usual, for your free 5 stars. And also, I think the Covenant reroll is really nice. It just makes it a bit easier for you to hit core 5 stars like Caesarea, Leica, and Paulus. And the ML1 you actually don't need. The problem is that we don't have a lot of ML5s right now. Every single ML5 that we hit, we would actually just hold on to and keep. So with that, I got this a little bit too early. I wouldn't get this until at least rank 20, maybe rank 25. Because at rank 20, at that point, you could say, well, I don't want to use Spez, or I don't want to use like LRK or whatever, and then just decide not to use them and it'd be fine. For Iridescent, just get everything. Bunch of stats, plus the free synergy for any element. And then for Teo, you also grab everything. I think this one here is also good, even like if because he's your primary tank, or one of your main frontliners. But this Vigor buff is really nice because it would also buff Caesarea S3. And also the Nadalon synergy is nice as well, combined with this whole tree that buffs all Nadalon units and also gives +1 to the synergy. So that's it for my relic setup, and now we can take a look at the run. Starting off, we're just going to level, and we're just going to yield twice, honestly, to get our 5 stars. There's not really any point in trying to clear the early stages, in my opinion, because just get your 5 stars and you should be able to clear fine from there. So we yield twice and we see what we get. Leica says Crow Teo, 3 usable 5 stars is fine, and we can use our 5-star reroll here as well. We got Senya, who we also don't need, so we're just going to save her so we can use the reroll next round instead. Shuri and Adden are worth holding onto early as filler for later on when we level up. We got Paulus, so we can swap Glenn out for her. In terms of positioning, I like clumping my ranged units around Leica so that she can buff them up. And then everyone else just goes in the front line. I usually toss LRK at the very bottom. He just kind of solo tanks down there while everyone else kills everything at the very top. We hit level 5, we put in Adden for the 4 Nadalon synergy. And since we have our 4 5 stars, we don't really have any need to roll down for a better team. We can just focus completely on leveling up, especially since we hit 2 usable early game 4 stars as well. One thing I didn't decide early enough in this game was my final team loadout. I think I didn't commit to 5 fire at first, but it's definitely something that's fine, especially since at rank 16 you haven't unlocked Spez or Opsig yet. You don't really have that many other options. Your only other option really is Shuri plus Bellion, but hitting ML5s is pretty hard, so I would definitely, you can see me transmit stuff like Yufine and Acades, which I think is probably better not to do, just because you're not going to be able to really, like, reliably get an S-rank Bellion or anything, so you might as well just use 5 fire until later on when you have more ML5s to pick from, like Specimen Says and Opsig and whatnot. But we did get Emopera from our roll, so we put her in with Adden to get our S-rank Nadalon synergy, Nadalon 5. With the reroll relic though, even though I'm passing up on Hufini here, I decide to get her later. It's not really a problem because we get so many chances at getting RGB 5 stars. And we did hit Caesarea, which is really nice, so we can drop Shuri for now and put in Caesarea, as she is our primary DPS, and we are eventually going to have to S-rank her so she can do her actual big damage. You can see even with Caesarea, the positioning is about the same. Just cluster around Leica with most of my front line in front of them, and then crowd the very bottom. We ranked up one more time, so we put Shuri back in for the Death Break and also Dark's Energy. Hit says on the reroll, not fantastic. We're going to hold him for the next round, as usual, so we can see what we get. I also don't use my 5-star roll there, just in case I hit a Sez dupe, which would be kind of sad. So nice Caesarea upgrade, and we got Sez again, so we can hold him for the next round, as usual. The thing is, with this Relic setup at this point, I realized that even without having S-rank Caesarea, so she can't use her big damage ult, you kind of just blast all the rounds anyways, up until, like, round 24 is the big issue round where you definitely need actual, like, good team with imprints, but until then you can kind of just get by on just units with some level of imprints. The Nadalon synergy helps a decent amount just with getting them stats as well, because my Payra is technically only B rank. I think at this point my Tay is either B or A rank as well. They have no rank. They have no ranks. I don't actually own them. Now Payra is B rank, and I got Hua Young, so we can kick out Adin. And I also I sold every single unit I had. I forgot to put in a 9th unit there, so we'll have to fix that the next round. You can see I went pretty fast. I hit 9 units by round 20 just because I was never really at any threat of dying up until this round, really, where it got kind of close, but we cleared anyway, so it was fine. If you're not at a threat of dying, just focus on leveling up, because leveling up gives you better odds when you actually roll your coins. For pushing rank 10, it was a possibility for sure, but didn't feel like it was really necessary. I'd rather just spend the coins trying to get imprints on the 5 stars that I am using. I still haven't committed to 5 fire at this point, and Lot is just better than Acades, so I just tossed him in for now, though he kind of died instantly. I should have positioned him a little bit in more so that he would actually hit some of my ranged units. Or just behind LRK, really. And we got our S-rank Caesarea, which is really nice. She's basically unlocked at this point. All the way to SSS. You can see her damage number starts spiking up drastically after hitting S-rank, because she unlocks her S3. So at this point I have finally committed to just going 5 fire, because I was like, I don't really want to use lots per se, and I realized that since I'm missing Spez and Opsig, there's not really any point in not going 5 fire, just because I don't have that many units. And even though I passed up on a lot of Achates and Euphines already, with so many reroll chances and rolls, it's pretty easy to get them all back to S rank. Hitting S rank Payro was also really nice because she gives Caesarea so many damage buffs. And it just greatly enhances her S3. So now round 24 is pretty much the hardest round in the game. It's just having enough damage to get through the giant DPS wall, or DPS check, can be difficult. Caesarea is obviously mandatory, you're not going to do enough damage without her. Holiday Euphine is actually decent here because her AoE goes all the way into the backline, so she can kind of hit some of the cannons even after Caesarea uses S3. Here, Payra buffs. Caesarea drops the nuke and does like 600k damage in a single hit. Bellion would also be really nice here, as even her basic attack AoE goes all the way into the back. So you definitely don't necessarily need to go 5 fire if you have Bellion. I just haven't seen a single Bellion yet, so I kind of have no choice. A little bit close, we are able to pass the DPS check. In terms of imprints, you can see my Taeyou and my Hua Young are a bit unimprinted. It's honestly not that big of a deal because you have the Nadalon synergy and Taeyou never really gets the S3 anyways. The big thing is I would probably say the S-rank Payra and the SSS Caesarea are putting in a lot of work there, just because Payra is a support, yes, but Caesaria's S3 is the most important thing there. This is definitely, round 24 is definitely easier once you hit rank 25, as you would have Operator Sigrid and Caesarea Opsig. Also, if you get Bellion with her long AoE and S3 would definitely help out a lot as well. That is the challenge mode clear with a rank 16 Relic setup.